Guys, I have been looking forward to this one. Check it out. Schumacher Cougar Classic. This is going to be a fun build. Now, there was some version of this buggy that was originally released in 1990, I think. Somewhere around there, 1990. And it actually did well. It won some races. But I just picked this one up. And you probably noticed that the box is kind of dented and banged up. That's because I just had a flood in my shop here. And this was on the floor under here with these kits. And the box got all wet and is all warped and damaged now. So everything inside should be fine. But the outside's kind of screwed up. Inside should be fine because everything's in plastic. The only thing I'm really worried about is the instruction manual. But yeah, look at that. Look at all the damage to the box. It's actually still a little damp. It was only a few days ago. The box is actually still damp. But everything should be fine in here. The instruction manual is on the bottom of the box. Hopefully it's fine. Everything else should be fine. Everything's in plastic, so I think everything's gonna be okay. Just gonna have to scrap the box. So let me just get everything organized and I'll be right back. All right, yeah, everything out of the box. All of the parts bags are very well organized and labeled A, B, C, D, and E. I think this is going to be a very straightforward build, guys. All the parts bags are nicely labeled and in order. Hopefully they correspond right back to the manual. I'm sure they do. This is actually my first Schumacher kit that I've ever built. But yeah, kind of looking forward to this build. Tools, greases, and oil. Cougar. This is the wing and all the stuff that goes with the wing. A through E parts bags. Pretty nicely organized. I'm just going to go right from the manual and start bag A and just go right down the line. Got all your tires and wheels. Those are the rear tires. Got some foams in there. Cool. Got the wheels. Got that cool silver aluminum chassis. Of course, got the body. I actually love the body of this buggy. I think it looks really cool. I'm not going to do box art, but I just love the style of this kind of buggy. Just really looks like a real buggy to me. And then, of course, all of these cool... Oh, look at that. These are the window masks. They're kind of wet still. I don't know if you can see that. Chassis got some wetness on it, too. A couple drops, but you can see there was water in that box. Those window masks are wet. And then we have those cool retro graphics. Look at that. Nice retro decal set. Cool. Really cool. And then here's the manual. And the manual's actually still a little damp. It's not too bad. Yeah, you can see a little screwed up there. It's not too bad, though. I mean, I'll be able to go through. It's just a little wrinkly, a little damp, the pages. Nothing crazy. Won't be an issue. Now, it's come to my attention with this kit. There's a couple of tricky parts of this build. And mainly the way the axles all go together. So there's a special tool you have to assemble them, which I do not have. So I will be using the old... force it in there method. I think. I don't know. We'll see when we get to that point. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this build, guys. So stick around. I am loving these retro graphics. These are the coolest freaking decals. Awesome. Love it. Yeah, this is going to be a really straightforward kind of build. Bag A, step 1, bag A, step 2, so on and so on, right through the list, right through the bags. So this is going to go together great. All right, check this out. So bag A, step 1, right? Within bag A, you have each step in its own individual bag. So bag A, step 1, all of these things are in this bag right here. So all you got to do is open up each bag for each step, which is really, really cool. Bag A has 10 steps, and every step is in its own bag. That's awesome. This is definitely going to be a great build, guys. All right, 4 or 5 minutes later, bag 1, step 1 is complete. Hinge pins, E-clips, standard stuff. Pretty cool, man. Here's a quick tip. If you're ever threading something that's self-tapping into plastic and it starts to do this, starts getting a little hard to get in there, a little too much friction, just back it back out until it's loose again. And then you just got to lube it up. Just lube it up before you screw. I'm going to use a little, extra associated shock oil I had here just laying around. Just put a little bit on there, and then it'll lube it up a little bit. It should be easier to go in now. If I can ever get the screw on there. Still a little tight. That's a tight tolerance right there, but it's much smoother. There we go. Perfect. Boom. Done. A little messy, but it's better than risking cracking the plastic. You might as well just lube it up a little bit before you put that screw in. But yeah, I used some leftover shock oil that I had, but you can use pretty much anything, any kind of lube to, you know, you can use olive oil if you wanted to. Okay, there we go. All 10 steps of bag A complete, which is, you know, almost the front end, almost the entire front end. And let me tell you, it went together very flawlessly. I mean, very little issues. The only thing that might be a challenge is just making sure that the steering is all set up correctly. The way it's illustrated in the manual, it makes you think that the actual steering linkages go on top of this little piece here, when in fact it's the other way around. If you look at the finished illustration here, you can see it's, you know, it's the opposite of what this is actually saying to do here. So just pay attention to the steering setup and how that goes. But other than that, like, very smooth, easy, flawless build, really. There's a mix of Hex hardware and Phillips, which is a little annoying, but whatever. Still an easy build, guys. Very, very simple. Just lots of hinge pins, ball studs, E-clips, you know, the usual stuff. All right, well, cool beans. Time for bag B. Okay, the next 10 steps are all bag B. It seems like it's 10 steps per bag, which is pretty good. There's really not a lot to each one of these bags. Some of them just have like 3 or 4 screws in them. So very, very, very simple build so far, guys. The first bag in bag B is literally just 2 turnbuckles. Is it just me? Or does that say FU on it? What are you trying to say, Schumacher? FU too. Funny, but FU is for Futaba. And I will be using this old Futaba servo circa 2006 maybe. This has been sitting in my drawer for that long. I have no other 10 scale size servos on hand, so I'm just going to put this in, I guess, as like a dummy servo until I can get a better one. I actually tested it out. It works fine, just a little slow. This part right here requires a little bit of finesse. You got to put the spring on so that it's up here. This part's actually up here, and then you got to kind of twist it down and over that little nub before you screw it all together. So a little bit of finesse there, but nothing too crazy. I think that looks right. Having the manual and the bags all labeled accordingly and matching up makes it really easy to build. But one downside is you're going to have everything for every step in every bag. That includes loose little bearings for your ball diff. So I would recommend opening your bag over like a little bin or something, because I just ripped this bag open and dumped all the parts out, not realizing the little balls for the differ in there. And I'm lucky I didn't lose any, but don't do the same thing I did. Just open your bags over a bin, just so you don't lose anything. All right, cool beans. Bag C already. Things are getting interesting. Forgot to mention, this is belt drive, guys. Boom. Cool beans. Bags A, B, and C are complete, and we are starting to take shape here, guys. Starting to look like a little 10 scale buggy. Not one issue so far. The build is super smooth. Everything's going together great, and it's just a fun build. I'm just having a good time building it. It's a pleasure because the bags line up with the manual, and it's just, oh man, it's just an easy build. I'll let you know at the end if I actually have any issues, but so far, so good, man. I thought I was going to have an issue with the axles. These U-joints are known to be an issue to snap together, but it comes with this little tool, and it does work. It works. Very minimal effort there. All right, here's a quick look at how to put these axles together. Grab this part with the needle nose pliers, and then grab your axle shaft where it goes in, and then try to just do that first. Just get that part in. Make sure it's in as far as it'll go, like that. All right, once you kind of got it looking like that, grab that little tool that they give you, the spreader or whatever it is they're calling. There you go. See? And then just pull this out. And you're in. Just, you know, make sure everything's moving freely, but it should be good. There is a nicely illustrated, exploded view of the entire kit right here with all the part numbers and everything you're going to need to order parts, should you have to do that. Pretty nice little layout here in the centerfold of the instruction manual. By the way, does anybody else's bench get this messy when they're doing a build? Look at this disaster. Just stuff everywhere. All right, on to the D bag. All right, just finished bag D, step 40. And nice aluminum shocks. They're not threaded, but they are nice aluminum shocks. So yeah. Alrighty, on to bag E. All right, all bags complete. There's a chassis. It's looking like a little buggy. All I have left to do is a couple more little odds and ends around the chassis. I got to do the tires and wheels and then onto the body. All right, tires and wheels, check. Yeah, it's definitely looking like a little buggy. Really just a straightforward layout. Very seamless build. Just a really kind of clean setup. They really knew how to just keep it simple back in the 90s. But right, doesn't that look awesome though? It's just awesome looking. In the home stretch, guys. Stay with me. Stay with me. We're almost there. Let's get this body rocking. Gonna do neon, fluorescent yellow, PS27, and gonna do light blue, PS3. This is gonna look really nice together. Actually, not too much left in this fluorescent yellow can, but we'll see how far I get with it. It's gonna be mostly light blue, I guess. We'll see. Just barely pressing down. Body and wing all trimmed up, looking pretty good. Let's move on to the masking. Window masks, easy enough. All right, moving on to the paint. Nice blue. My fluorescent yellow pretty much turned green, but it still looks kind of cool. A lot of gradient tones in there. It looks kind of wild, actually. Check it out. No decals or anything yet, but check it out. Cool beans. All right, I pre-cut all the decals. Schumacher decal sheets apparently don't come pre-cut from the factory, so I just went ahead and pre-cut out all the ones I'm going to use. All right, well, there it is. Holy moly, what a build, guys. This was my first Schumacher kit that I've ever built, and let me tell you, it was nothing but a pleasant experience, man. I really enjoyed this build. The kit is just a pleasure to put together just because the finish is great, but the manual is also great. Like, everything just goes together really well, and it just makes it for a pleasant build, especially for somebody who might be looking to get into the hobby, or anybody who wants to build a re-release or a retro kit without a lot of hassle. This is definitely a good kit to explore. As you can see, I didn't go box art on this. I kind of just did my own thing. Kind of went with a greenish, yellowish, bluish paint job here. And I like it, like the way it came out. It's gonna sit on my shelf. I get to look at it now for I don't know how long. But yeah, no issues putting this kit together whatsoever. You know, like any kit, you have your challenges here and there, but for the most part, it goes together really well. And I noticed like a lot of the parts that come in the bags, they're already trimmed up pretty well. Like, there's not a lot of flashing or little pieces you need to nip off to, you know, to get the kit put together the right way. The kit is mostly Phillips head screws, with the exception of a couple of spots like in the shocks and a couple of grub screws. But for the most part, everything's Phillips head screws, lots of E-clips, and there's a couple of spots on the rear hubs where you got to put some E-clips through the hinge pin or on the hinge pin of the rear hub, and those E-clips are tiny, man. Really, and a little awkward spot to get them into. That might be one of the biggest pain in the butt parts of this kit, is the E-clips in the rear hub. But other than that, pretty good. I do wish the body came with some more decals for the windows and stuff. You know, like a windshield decal or something. I don't know, something to define the body a little bit more. Decided to go with the clear wing. I always like a clear wing. Nothing wrong with a clear wing. But anyway, that's the Buggy, guys. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it as always. And please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And lots more videos coming, guys. Thank you. See you on the next one. RC